So first we're going to draw a visual for this one. And so we can find the region. Okay. Do you guys know? You guys laughing at me. Do you guys know what square root of x looks like?
Square root of x.
It's like this. It just takes off like that. So if we have a negative square root of x, that would flip it, right? It would go like this now. Okay, and then if we have this positive 8, that would move it up. So this would move up to positive 8. Okay, this is 8 minus square root of x. Okay, that's just a rough sketch. Okay, and then this one right here, y equals square root of x. So that's a regular square root of x. That's this guy, but without the negative. So I'm gonna go like this. This one right here is just square root of x. So I mean, I'm assuming they meet at some point right here. So at this x value, I don't know what it is. We'll just say x of 1 right now, and then x equals 0. What is x equals 0? Oh yeah, that's the y-axis. Okay, this is x equals. Thank you, smart guy. This is x equals 0. What is x equals a line? Yeah, thanks. Okay, so we got this line, this curve, this curve. So we're trying to find the area right here. Okay, what do you want to do? Do you guys want to use y numbers or do you guys want to use x numbers? Because we can use either in this scenario. What's the difference? One's more complicated than the other. Should I show you both? Yes, y is definitely more complicated. Yeah, we'll do x. Can I explain really quick why y is more complicated? Because, okay, look. If I used y, we know that we would start at 8. That would be one interval. Actually, let's start from the bottom up. We would start at 0. And then we would keep going until we get to the point where they intersect. And so I would have to find this y. And so I have this interval, and then you have this interval from y to 8. And so you have to set up 2 different intervals for this one. That's no fun. We want to try to find the most efficient way to do it. So let's do the x's. If we do x's, we're going to start right here at 0. So I go 0, and then we have to find the point of intersection. So I'm going to try to do this without a calculator. I'm just going to set the 2 equations equal to each other, the 2 curves equal to each other, and solve. So we have 8 minus the square root of x equals the square root of x. Okay, so in order to solve this, I'm going to have to get the x's on one side, and so I have 8 equals 2 square root of x, because you would add a square root of x to both sides. So now there's 1 right there, and there's 1 right there, there's negative 1 and then 1. So we have 2 square root of x. Now if I wanted to get the x alone, the next thing I would do is divide by 2, and so now I get 4 equals square root of x, and then if I want to get the x alone, still, I would have to square it, because squaring a square root would be the opposite, and so x equals 16. So we know that this equals 16. We don't have to call x 1 anymore. So I put 16 right here. Okay, so now we have our interval, but we have to go top function minus bottom function. So what's our top function? 8 minus rad x. That's top function minus rad x. That's our bottom function. Now we don't need the parentheses in the square root of x because there's no adding and subtracting inside of here. We just have to be careful so we make sure we distribute the negative when we're supposed to. Don't forget your dx. Very important. That's what we're integrating with respect to. So now let's simplify. So I have the integral from 0 to 16 of 8 minus 2 square root of x dx. Okay, and you don't need these parentheses. You can leave it like that. Now before I integrate, just to practice, I mean, I would probably just integrate it how it stands right now. But do you guys see anything I can do to try to make the number smaller? I could take a 2 out. I could put a 2 out right here, make this into a 4, and make this into a 1. You could do that, but I'm not going to because I don't think it's necessary. So the antiderivative of 8 would be 8x. And then the antiderivative of that, well, let's look at it different. Let's go negative 2x raised to the 1/2 power. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now I have 2x raised to 3 over 2. Where'd you get 3 over 2? I had to add 1 to this. So when I'm adding 1, I'm adding 2 over 2. So that's how you get 3 over 2. And then I have to divide by 3 over 2. Now, if you divide by 3 over 2, that's the same as multiplying by 2 over 3. So we do the reciprocal. So I'm going to go times 2 right there and put my 3 on the bottom. Maybe that looks complicated. I don't know. Let's see. Let's put the 2 a little closer, and we'll multiply this by 2 over 3, because that's the same as dividing by 3 over 2. And then when I simplify that a little bit, I get 8x minus 4 over 3x raised to the 3 over 2. And then I have to plug in 0, and I have to plug in 16. So let's see what we get. We plug in 16 first. 8 times 16, that's a big number. All right, so we have 8 times 16 minus 4 over 3. And then we have 16 raised to the 3 over 2. Don't be scared of fraction exponents. You guys can do those. Those are no problem. That's the first part. Now I got to plug in 0. 8 times 0, yay, 0. And then I have minus, don't forget your parenthesis, 4 over 3, 0 raised to the 3 over 2, which is also not bad. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this one first. What would you want? Oh, let's do 8 times 16. What is that? 16. Oh, you guys already got it? What is it? 128 minus. Okay, now this one. You can choose to do the power or the root first. The power is a 3. The root is the 2. Which one would you do first?
The root.
I would do the root also. What is the square root of 16? 4, and then 4 raised to the third power? 64. Now I have 4 over 3 times 64. And let's see, I put 1 underneath there. Can I divide that by 3? No, we can't. Dang it. Okay. No, we just got to leave it. Oh, 4 times 64.
256.
256? Oh, man, you guys are good at math.
I watched the video.
You watched the video? Did I do this in a video?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I guess I don't need to make this video. I'm making a video right now. Okay. Now, this is going to be a 0, and this is also going to be a 0 because 0 raised to the third, and the square root is 0, and then that times that. It's just 0, so this is all 0. And so, oh, man, that's nasty. Look at that nastiness.
Leave it like that, yeah?
Just leave it? Yeah, we can make this more exact. I'm just saying, if you guys have multiple choice, they are not going to leave that answer like that. They're going to find common denominators and then simplify. Okay, so I'm going to make this have a denominator of 1. To make it have a denominator of 3, I'd have to multiply the top and bottom by 3. Oh, this is getting nasty. Okay, so let's use a different color now. So I have 3 right there. Oh, you already did it?
Yeah.
What is 128 times 3?
384.
384. And I have 3 on the bottom.
Minus 256 is 128.
And that does not... What's that? Did you make it into a mixed number?
No, I said 128 over 3 or 42.
Oh, very nice. Okay, that's your answer.